Hello everyone, hello all. This is the BerChillin podcast. Welcome back. It's been a very long time. I'm saying hello. I don't want to say hey guys. I fucking hate that shit. It's so annoying. Every YouTube video, every fucking podcast, it's always like, hey guys.
Hey guys, it's me Miranda. Hey guys, it's me Miranda. Hey guys, it's me Miranda.
Welcome back. I do that. I make fun of it all the time. And now it's like when I start any podcast, I'm always like paranoid. You'll be like, hey guys, because we're buddies. Oh, let's go get a drink. I'm not gonna do that. But this is the end of season 1. This is the last episode. I didn't even know we had seasons. Apparently we do. So this is the end of season 1. It's been really cheap. It's been really crappy, but that's because it's season 1. You know, we're gonna actually lay out a plan and maybe have something better for you in season 2. So we're working on that, and it's gonna be better. Every season 1 is shit. Think about it. Even the TV shows. You can watch a show with like 8 or 9 seasons. The Office. The Office is a perfect example. You watch the whole thing, you think, oh wow, that was amazing. I'm sad that it's gone. Now go back and watch season 1, and it doesn't even look like the same people anymore. It is so. Here's the other weird thing. Have you noticed that season 1 always looks like it was filmed in the 90s? It doesn't matter what show it is. The Office isn't even that old, but season 1 just looks grainier and just off and just, you know what, I can't describe it. Anyway, the point is, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Every season 1 sucks, and ours is no exception. Sorry about that. But season 2, hopefully, guaranteed actually, I'm supposed to be selling it, aren't I? Guaranteed to be better. Season 2. We'll see. On this episode, we're going to be talking about how your local Berlin bars are going to end racism and save the sea turtles. So stay tuned to that. And no, it's not going to be the pasta straws or some stupid shit like that. It's the BerChillin podcast. Come on. We aim high. Nowadays, it's like if you want to start a podcast, I would say the hardest thing is figuring out what to talk about. And not in the traditional sense of like, well, I don't know what to talk about. There's too many things to talk about. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, obviously. Some people are still in quarantine. They're on lockdown. We have the fucking orange cum stain sitting in the White House right now doing stupid shit on the daily. We're always at risk of something going wrong because his fat fucking orange fingers are on buttons that they don't belong on. And then we have like the protests. We have things that are going in America that are just, North America, that are just horrible right now. And around Berlin, people come up to me all the time because I'm brown and I'm a man. And they look at George Floyd and they look at me and they think that we're the same. We look the same. And they think, oh, fuck. Hey, dude, I'm sorry, but what happened? You know, what's going over there? It's really, really dumb. I don't know why this is still happening. And I get it. I get the sentiment. It's easier to find out now why this is happening. You just have to go out and educate yourself. Just not about signing up for a course or going to uni or doing something like that. Dude, you have a computer in your fucking pocket. You can really sit under a tree, eat an apple, and fucking read about it. And this is why when people come to me and talk to me about race, I don't keep race labels. I don't identify as black. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play this game. The system, okay, there's a system in place that is built that wants you to be black. It wants you to be subservient. It wants you to be this type of human being. And that they have in their minds of what you're supposed to be. And I am not that. I'm not going to be that. Like James Baldwin is saying, I am not your Negro. I am not. I am not your nigger. I'm not going to do this stupid game. You know what I am? I am a human being to you. That's it. I don't want to be some special type of human being. I'm not another type. It's not based on reality. People say, well, yeah, it's a good idea, but, you know, genetically, white people and black people, you know, they are different. And so and they'll say it with such confidence, almost like a pat on the back, like, nah, it's okay, you'll learn soon, and we are different. But the point is just not to judge each other. And I just pat them back. I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot. You're wrong. That is incorrect. That is factually incorrect. No, race is not real. Genetically, it is not the same thing. It's not even almost. You cannot really separate human beings. We are so similar. It's like 99.99999% identical. And then people say, well, let's dive into the 0.00001%. What's in that? Okay, good question. When you become that, when you get that granular with it, you realize that then the whole system breaks down. Because you can no longer be black and white. Because you can take someone from Zimbabwe and they're more genetically aligned with someone from Scotland than they are with someone from Sudan. But you would take the Sudanese and the Zimbabwean and say they're black. They're too far apart from each other genetically compared to someone from Scotland. It doesn't make sense. At that point, your system still falls apart. It's not based on anything. So you have to look at, well, then where did it come from? Well, people were saying this shit years before there was any science. Darwin wasn't even alive and people were trying to theorize that God himself had created a hierarchy among human beings. Here we go again with the whole God thing and the religion shit. And this is what it is. And this is why we are this way. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And as George Carlin said, it's bad for you. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. It is. So at the end of the day, the best thing you could possibly be, if you're a person that identifies as white and you're thinking, well, I'm white and I don't like racism and I don't know what to do about it, then stop being white. There's an idea, and it's a very good start, okay? I'm not going to smart you. Really, that's what you have to do. Get rid of the whole idea together. And we kind of have to hurry because the climate is not getting any better. There are a lot of challenges that we are facing that we can only face together. That's the irony. We literally put it in our plays, our sonnets, our movies. This whole idea that there's two sides and these people are conflicting, and then this third element enters the room, a threat to both sides, and they band together and they fix it. This is literally what we're going through now. The problem is we don't have time to work it out naturally. My friends who agree with me, they know racism is real, they don't believe in labels, and they sit with me and they go, you know what, here's what you got to realize. It won't matter. The world's getting smaller, we have world travel, the internet exists, people are traveling at the highest and fastest rate than ever before in human history. People are intermixing everywhere. It's just going to be one big mishmash. Within a couple hundred years, everyone's just going to be like a caramel color and no one's going to care anymore. Which may be true. It's kind of already happened in Hawaii. Everyone is fucking mixed with everything. It's actually insane and beautiful at the same time. But here's the thing. We don't have that much time. We could sit back and just let it happen naturally, but we really have to start pushing it along. We don't have time for this shit. We're not going to have a place to live. Do you not get that? Maybe it doesn't hit us hard because we live in the context of our lives. 80, 90 years. Okay, whatever. But in the context of the human timeline, that's not a lot of time. You'll be gone and dead, and you think, well, I guess that's that, but it's not that's that. There's other people still here. They are still suffering. That is still your offspring. Those are still your people, your animals. This is your earth. This is your planet. I don't know why I would even have to tell you that, but it is. So no, this is very much your problem. We have to grow up, really. These things are not helping anything. I'm not going to do that. So I can go along and when people say, yeah, but you're black like me and we have to be black and proud, I can go along and just make them feel better and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're all black, yay. But am I helping or hurting? Helping or hurting? My psychology professor used to always ask that. They would say, you don't need this in your life. You don't need religion. Technically, you don't really need laws. Like I'm going to give you a quote. Like Socrates said, good people don't need laws to tell them how to behave, while bad people always find ways around them. Or maybe it was Plato. But my teacher would say helping or hurting. That's it. Look at what you're doing. Now imagine if everyone in the world did what you're doing, would it be helping the world or hurting it? It's that simple. If everyone is fucking throwing plastic in the ocean and killing sea turtles, then yeah, it is a big fucking problem. So then you don't do it yourself. The minute you see it, then don't do it. And create a culture around that mentality. That's it. So, yeah. And it's possible. It's possible to do that. I would tell people, I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 4 years. I was a teacher there. And there was a time where I was out on the weekend, drunk with my friends, blah, blah, blah. And this was in Okinawa. And I came home, maybe like 5 in the morning, fucking drunk as fuck. Went upstairs, passed out in my bed. I woke up and I was trying to find my phone. I couldn't find it. I ripped the house apart, no phone. Went down to my car to see if I left it. Maybe I left it in my car when I pulled in. I wasn't driving. Let me throw that out there. That sounds really horrible. I dropped it when I pulled in. I just mean like I was in the car. I was actually dating at that time. But I went into the car. I didn't even make it to the car because on the sidewalk before I got to where the parking lot was my phone. At this point, it's like 1 PM. And there's people around. No one's picking it up. It's just a cultural idea that if it's not yours, then don't touch it. It was there where I left it. That's insane. In Berlin, that would never happen. The minute your phone's falling out of pocket, it wouldn't even hit the ground. Someone would catch it. on the way down to keep it. It would just be gone. That should be gone like a fart in the wind. So anyway, it is possible. We can do better. It's been proven that we can do better. So let's do better, people. How about that? And I think this is where the Berlin bars things come in. I'm thinking. Because we go there, we get drunk, we have fun, drink with your friends, good music, good techno, wonderful place. This is a review, 4 stars, minimal bar. Right? That's usually how we see bars. But I think we can make them something a lot more. Here's a little example. I was on the train, speaking of being brown, and this happens all the time. I was on the train, on the U-Bahn, and I'm sitting in the little seats where there's 4 people, and I'm alone, right? No one's around me. The seats across from me also fits 4 people, have 3 people in it. This lady comes in, blonde lady, you can identify her however you want. She comes in, and she starts like coming into the booth where I'm sitting, and then she stops. And then she when she looks at me, and then she goes into the other booth, which already has 3 people in it. Now there's 4 people, that booth is full, and I'm sitting in a place alone that fits 4 people. This isn't some weird thing that happened. This happens all the time. Literally, I can ride the train every day, and it would, listen, I'm not exaggerating, it would literally happen every single day. That's very normal. That's just how people are. Some people are just, I don't know if they're full-blown racist, like they just hate brown people, some of them are apprehensive, but they're prejudiced, put it that way. But here's the difference. And this time, and why it always sticks in my brain, is because when it happened, I was like, whatever, it happens all the time. But I glanced over in front of me, to the next booth over, and there's a lady, and she's facing me. She's just looking at me, young, maybe like she's 28, and she's looking at me, and then she looks at the lady who just avoided sitting next to me, and then she looked back at me again, and she did this thing like she kind of rolled her eyes and shook her head like, ugh, and then she kind of went back to her book, and I smiled because it was like she saw it. You know what I mean? Even something like that is still kind of new. She saw it. She saw me. And I thought that was really dope. She deserved a drink. She can go to the bar. It happens with me as a man. I have a lot of female friends, and they would, whether a purpose accident, I don't know. I prefer hanging out with women. It's just, I think they're fucking hilarious. I like it. I have guy friends, but come on. And I also did because I learned a lot. So when I was really young, my friends would tell me stuff that they would go through on the trains, on the buses, everywhere, of guys just like staring at them or trying to touch them or doing things like that. And in my mind, it took a bridge of empathy that I didn't have yet, and I had never seen it. So I was like, what are you talking about? I've never ever seen guys like me behave that way. I don't behave that way. I thought maybe they're kind of exaggerating a bit. I'm like, oh, whatever. And one of my good friends was telling me, my friend Monica, she was just like, no, you don't understand. It's constant. This is happening all the time. And it's a part of your day where you have to be mentally prepared to do certain things or go certain places, especially if you're wearing certain outfits. And that just boggled my mind. As a guy, I never had to go through that. I never even thought about it. But now she's telling me things and she's putting it in my mind. And then one day I was riding on the train, and guess what? I saw it. It's like she touched my third eye, where I never really was looking at anything like that. I don't know what the fucking third eye is. I probably sound really ignorant right now, but use your imagination. And I was on the train and I saw it. Some girls are standing there minding her business, whatever. And this guy, he's sitting down, just looking at her up and down like a piece of meat. He's just staring at her. Just like, one of those things. And I was just like, what the fuck? Are you serious? How creepy is this? And after that, I think I went back to my friend. It was either her or another friend, but I mentioned this to them. I was like, yeah, I noticed that. And they asked me a question, another very important question in my personal development. She said, wow, yeah, that's real. That does happen. It's very common. What did you do? What do you mean what I do? I saw it. She said, yeah, but then what did you do? Nothing. I did fucking nothing. It wasn't like I had a game plan. I didn't plan to see it. I have no idea. I didn't do anything. And you know what? I think that's the next step. When you see shit like that, where there's racism, just any form of bigotry, any form of like subjugation, you have to say something. You have to do something. I know I sometimes I have social anxiety. I get really scared to like stand up in certain situations. Keep in mind, I'm a comedian for a reason. I'm a comedian because I'm not a fighter. That was it. I started telling jokes because I can't fight. And I realized that if you're being bullied in school, it's hard to punch someone in the face when they're making you laugh. And I learned that long ago. So that was it. I just became a really goofy person. I'm not like that. I'm not an aggressive person. So I'm not going to go picking fights with people. So even here in Berlin, this happened. Again, it's always on the train. It's always on the train. Actually, it happens everywhere. I'm not going to lie. But my stories usually take place on the train. I think I feel brave on the train because there's lots of people around who can save me. Please, someone. But, so there was a guy, same thing. He was doing something, and I think he was even reaching for her, like trying to touch her or do something. It was just really creepy. And it was something in me. I was spurred to action. But keep in mind, I'm not going to fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm not going to, grab him by his collar. Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? I'm going to kill you. I'm not going to do any of that shit. Any of that gung-ho bullshit. Hell to the no. You have to keep in mind, I wear glasses most of the time, and I have really big teeth. Those are horrible things if you're a nerd. He's going to smash your glass into your eyes, or he's going to knock your teeth out, and everyone's going to notice my teeth are gone. They're really big. They're going to be like, wow, something's wrong with fucking Hula. Something's missing. So, no. I used whatever I had in my arsenal as a comedian. You know what I mean? I went up to him, and I started to touch myself. I wish I was making this up. I'm not. I'm dead serious. I started to touch myself sexually. But I stood between him and her, and I almost tried to reverse the role. So I was looking at him and making sounds and rubbing my crotch and my nipples. I'm not even joking. And like, ugh. Oh, yeah, you look fucking good. Just to make him uncomfortable. Now keep in mind, maybe this is where racism played as my part, or like his idea of race. Because now I'm also a brown dude. So I'm like this random brown guy. Speaking in an American accent, rubbing his dick and nipples in front of him, and keeping eye contact that was extremely creepy. I did not break that eye contact. And he turned around. He turned around in his seat. He never looked back again. He didn't move from that seat. I think it really creeped him out. He did not expect that. And you know what? I probably didn't even help anything. I didn't even see how it helped her. It wasn't like she was like, oh, my hero. No, none of that shit. I totally forgot about her. I didn't even look at it. It was just about what is he doing? But still, maybe what I did prevented something else, or a way that something could have went wrong, or even not even that. It could have just been one less bad experience that she has to have. If I can stop it before she noticed that he's about to really ruin her day. I think there's little things like that. And you know what I did after that? I think I was supposed to be somewhere, and I didn't. I was walking. I was a little shaken up, mostly because I came. I was really touching myself. I really got into it. I was really, I'm a method actor. I got into character. And, just wiped the cum off of his shoulder and left the train. And I thought I deserved a drink. I went to the bar and had a drink. And I think that's what was lost in bars. You know what I mean? Bars became a place now where it's just like, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. We're going to go kick it in a bar. And then that's that. Good music, good vibes, good techno, 4 stars, minimal bar. Right? But no, maybe you should save that shit. You should save it for when you're celebrating something that you did in life. If you went down to the local lake, if you're at Platzensee and you're cleaning up trash for even just an hour, just doing something that you are proud of for yourself, that wasn't about you. Nothing to do with you, just about your environment, just about your community, your city, your friends even. You just helped a friend move. Go get a drink. I think it should be a place for celebration again. It's the saddest thing when you go to the bar and you see this guy just there alone with his head down, and maybe he just had a bad week and he just has like 3 empty cups in front of him. It's like, that's not what bars should be about. You know what I mean? You should go to therapy or drink at home. Okay, that sounds worse, but you know what I mean. It should be a place of celebration, but it shouldn't just be for the sake of celebrating. Maybe you should celebrate personal accomplishments. So make that your goal. If your friend said, hey, let's go meet in a bar, be like, yeah, sure, that sounds great, but maybe just for yourself, even in secret, go do something nice. So when you're having that drink in that bar, you feel like you earned it. You know what I mean? I think that would be helpful. So clip the little plastic rings so sea turtles aren't dying. Recycle, pick up trash. My friend actually goes around on her free time. I never understood the passion in this girl. She runs this webpage, this IG page, Natriri. One of the most amazing people you ever meet in your life. She just goes around and picks up trash randomly. That's it. Just no one's asking her. She doesn't work for the city. She even went and bought a little clamper thing. And it was just around her neighborhood. She wanted it to look nice, and she wanted to make sure that the trash is going in the right place. And she recycled. And it takes little of her time, but she feels good. And she takes pictures of it and puts it on her page. I don't think she even shows her face. She doesn't even give her real name. It's not like making it about her. I think it's really, really dope. But yeah, little things like that. She definitely deserves a drink. And yeah, the turtles will thank you. And everybody wins in the end. That's all I can say about that. I don't know. But as far as the whole race thing and the George Floyd thing, just to come back to that quickly, I think once you stop seeing each other as separate things and as a human being with you, things will start to get better, and not in slow motion. I think we need to regain our humanity. When people took people from Africa and made them slaves, they told them later on when the emancipation times, they were saying you are 3/5 human. It's even written into like our documents that you are not a full human being. And I think by dropping the race label, by stop telling yourself that you're black when you're not, you become 5/5 human. That's it. You have to be amended. You have to, just like the last poets, amended, 5/5 human. And once you do that, you can join everyone in their own full humanity and actually do something together. You're not losing your blackness, you're gaining your humanity. That includes whatever music you like, whatever way you like to dress. You don't have to change who you are. You are you, and that's fine. Everyone can do the same thing. That's it. We're human beings. So let's just start there and see how far we can go. You may be surprised. All right. Sorry, I'm lighting a joint. Now I need to clarify. The point isn't to be like, well, I'm not black, I don't have to do anything. No. Racism is very real. It's a social construct. This is why it's very important to pay attention to what happened to George Floyd and what's happening in America. To my family. Members of my own family had been murdered. My grandmother had 10 children, I believe. 3 girls, 7 boys. Of the 7 boys, my 7 uncles, only 2 of them are even alive today. They were to the streets, murdered. I think one maybe overdosed. I don't know. But horrible lives. I didn't have a really pleasant life growing up. It was very, very hard. It was exactly how you might imagine. So I know that there's shit that's broke, and I know it's broke for people who look like me. Big time. The system is built against you. It was built long ago. It really needs to be updated, and people's state of minds really have to change big time. So it is a matter of saying, well, I don't believe in labels. I'm not black, and I'm just going to wash my hands. Are you out of your mind? No. It's a matter of saving humans, human beings, everyone. You have to really understand that. There's already a Black Lives Matter movement. Go to those protests. Help, lend your voice. Even if they says, oh, Black Lives, I don't believe in labels, that doesn't matter. You really have to put yourself out there and make this more than just about you. It's not, the point I'm making is that I wouldn't just love people who identify as black. I would love everyone equally. But if society is kicking people who are brown down, didn't mean to rhyme there, but you still have to go and help them. That's the point. That's the whole point I'm making right now. So it isn't like your mom, which is like, yeah, you know what? I love you kids, but now I love all the kids in the neighborhood. And you're like, wait, mom, there might not be enough food for all the kids in there. How deep is this love? What are you talking about? Like, I'm going to get hungry. No, it's not like that. Like, well, I'm just going to like abandon. No, it's a very, very real discriminatory system that we have in the States. And to be honest, all over the country. There was a really cool thing. There was this book, Freakonomics. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but they did this study, and I hope I don't butcher this, where they took a CV. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. They took a CV for a job, and they photocopied it. They made like 3,000 copies. 1,500 of them, they put a name on top like Jamal Johnson, something that sounds, quote unquote, finger quotations, black. And the other one, they put like Tom Warner or something that sounds stereotypically, finger quotations again, white, right? And they sent them out. The one with the white name was 3 times more likely to get a call back. It's a photocopy. It's the same skills, the same dates, the same schools, the same education, the same experience. They were both qualified because it's a photocopy. But still, he got the calls back. Jamal Johnson did not. That's what they're talking about. It's something that it could be like unconscious bias, I say, subconscious bias. Even that exists. It doesn't have to be like you're putting on a hood and cutting holes in it and you're in the KKK. You could just see a name that says Jamaica Jackson and think, oh, hell no, I don't want some girl over here like, oh, nigga, I don't give a fuck, man, I ain't done that. And you have the stereotype in your brain that she has long fingernails and a weave and she's like, motherfucker, I ain't doing shit. No, that's a stereotype. It doesn't mean that's reality. I don't do shit like that. I don't talk like that. Not everybody talks like that. But I would be judged the same. So, yeah, that's what it's about. It isn't abandoning anything. You really have to roll up your sleeves and you have to really fight for equality. This should be your main focus in life because you're a human being with a heart, with empathy. You're not a monster. It doesn't make you a monster. And it goes both ways. I don't like the idea that people are shaming people who identify as white for slavery. I don't like that. It never sat right with me. They didn't own slaves. Their ancestors did. Their system today that was still based on that time, this system of white supremacy, exists today. And them not being brown benefit from that system. That is true. They have to acknowledge that fact. But I don't like going to comedy shows and as a comedian people stand up I'm like, you white motherfuckers, da-da-da-da-da, maybe if you didn't give us a... And it's like, dude, I didn't do any of that shit. And especially if they're not even racist. I mean, properly. Dude, I've dated women of just about every color you can imagine. And now, I'm not like a pimp or something, or let's say like a man whore, but you know what I mean. I'm older. You date different people. So I can have a wife who is blonde hair, blue eyes, and has kids with me, and she has to sit there and be told what she did wrong. And it's like, I don't even think like that. That's not even in my heart. And she's out there protesting with me. So why is she being subjugated in the same exact way? I don't like people taking a whole group of people, say, you're all brown, so you are this. And I don't like it the other way as well. You cannot take a whole group of, say, oh, you're all white, and you must be like this. That is also wrong. I don't know why people don't see that. Every human being, as Martin Luther King said, should be judged on the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. Period. It's a very simple concept, but one for some reason humans have not yet grasped. That should be our ultimate goal. So, yeah. Sorry. So if you don't like being written off as a brown person just because you're brown, I don't think it's fair to write off someone who identifies as white. I think that's also wrong. Plus, you've removed any chance of how close you guys could possibly be together. You understand? They're all your brothers and sisters. All of them. They're your fellow human beings. So I wouldn't understand why you would have a movement where you're like, say if you start a new group and you're like, oh, only black people are allowed, and any white people who have honestly, genuinely good hearts, who recognize their privilege, they recognize their position, they recognize the structure of society, and they want to make a difference, that they are restricted from your group or given menial tasks because of the color of their skin. Do you not see how backwards that is? Do you not see how hypocritical that is? That is insane. It's childish, as a matter of fact. You cannot do that. You must leave room for everyone to join your cause. If your cause is righteous, if your cause is to erase the whole idea of race in the first place, if your cause is about all of humanity equally, then it must include all of humanity equally. Period. Spread your arms, hug each other. It's okay. Everyone should be included. Everyone is a human being who deserves love. The whole point of the reason why we're here, I believe, is to evolve and grow as a species, to take control of our evolution, and to love one another. It is the one thing that bonds everyone together, is that they're striving to be loved, regardless of where they're from, or what their culture is, or what their language is. That connection, that human connection, that's it, man. That's the jam. That shit is lit. That's what we want. That's what you need. So, yeah. Include everyone. It's all love. It's all love. We have to have a message. You can't just be BerChillin floating through the skies. We have to be something. And this is what we are. We're just going to be a group of goofy people smoking joints, talking about Berlin, talking about life in general, and just being human beings. Just enjoying this life. This very short, beautiful, amazing life that all of us have, that I'm sure all of us signed up for, and just making the best of it, really. I hope you'll want to listen. I don't know, season 2, it'll come out, tell some jokes, and we want to involve you more. So we'll have you on. We can talk about whatever's happening at the time, but more than anything, even though my voice doesn't show it, I'm extremely, extremely excited to really dive into Berlin, the city itself, especially after this fucking quarantine lockdown bullshit. I can't wait to get back out into the city and see you guys face to face, not have to talk to you through Instagram and shit, or through a podcast. I really miss you guys. I miss you, Berlin. I hope you guys enjoying yourself, staying safe. Please stay positive. Nothing lasts forever. This will all get better. Enjoy whatever you can, and yeah, have fun. Write to us if you need to. We're always on IG. You can DM us if you have questions. Our email address, if you prefer that, is OhShitWasThatToday@gmail.com. OhShitWasThatToday, motherfucker, @gmail.com, minus the motherfucker. All right. This is Hula. Shamal will be back. She's okay. She's alive and well, strong as fuck. Shamal, that's a gangsta ass chick right there. Yeah, no need to miss her. She'll be back. All right. Season 2 coming soon. Thanks for listening. BerChillin podcast. Ciao.